right, all right. Testing, testing. Great. Okay. Give us about 4 more minutes and then we'll be on with the show. Just want to make sure that everything is copacetic. I do appreciate everybody who's listening or who's viewing our show. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. We're going to be having a fun discussion this time. So I hope you guys get ready to be dazzled, so to speak. But we're going to be on for about 3 minutes. I'm going to begin just a first couple mini mixes, just maybe a one mini mix, and then we'll go on with the discussion. So bear with us. But for those who are who's tuning here the first time, welcome to Transitions and Reveal and a mini mix series. This is a series that I have created and started a year ago, and now I decided to evolve it and turn into a teachable moment to show new and upcoming DJs um, the fundamentals of mixing various house music or underground dance music genres. So, like I said, we're gonna be on about two more mix. But as a matter of fact, I'm gonna get ready and get things started. Ain't nothing wrong with starting early. So bear with me for about just one moment.
I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's so true, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long now. I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical melody.
What's up, everyone? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you wherever you are in the world. I'm House That Speaks, and today you're checking out Transitions Reveal and Mini Mix series. This is volume 5, and today we're going to discuss, and also I'm going to demonstrate how I mix new disco and funky house. Now, what the I played four tracks, and what I did was I played one funky house, one new disco, and then another new disco, and then I end the last one with a funky house. Now you can see the similarities as far as how production is done with both of those genres. They still have that disco-y beat, but they added that 4x4 that we're accustomed to when we're listening to um, other house music genres. Now, the way I see both new disco and funky house, even though they're separated, like I said, they're similar because they fall under the disco house category. The way I see it, I will, if you want to take it into a hierarchy perspective, I would say disco because of course it's the original. Then after disco came disco house, which they just added the 4x4 beat, and then they broke it down again and add new disco and then funky house. Now I'm not sure if the hierarchy that I was, listing is the same sequence, but I hope you guys get my meaning. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use the wonderful tool that I always use, which is Beatport, and I'm gonna demonstrate to you certain tracks and how I mix them. So since we're gonna be doing two separate genres, at the end I'm gonna play a 6-track mini mix, which means I'm gonna play three that's gonna be from new disco, and the other three is gonna be from funky house. Now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the funky house. Now, tracks I'm gonna be selecting is all latest tracks from Beatport that I uploaded. So, and I like using latest tracks because then it helps, number one, you guys get familiar with the tracks themselves, and number two, it gives the producer of those tracks a little advertising, so to speak. So that's how I like doing it. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the BPM at 124. That's how I prefer to play my new disco and funky house. I don't like to play it. I don't like the tempo to be too fast because, you know, I mean, in the disco era, most disco songs was up tempo, and some of them was a little on the down tempo, but not too much. Not much so where you can't go on the dance floor and dance to it. And I like to have that same concept when I'm using these particular tracks. So here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you how these particular tracks are mixed in. Yeah. Now, bear with me. Some of these tracks are fairly new, so I have never played them before. So you'll be hearing these exclusively. So the first track I'm going to start out with for deck one will be TikTok by Nuri and Steven Toshi. I hope I'm saying that right, and if I don't, I apologize. And the track I'm going to be transitioning into is called "Stronger" by Earth and Days. So let me get ready to lower my volume, hit the start, and let's go. Now, I'm going to be playing these kind of quick because I know YouTube gets a little funny when you play a lot of tracks and they try to play that copyright stuff. So I'm going to try to blend these in as quickly as possible. But hopefully you'll get the gist to it.
Don't stop. Oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No. Oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
Now you saw and you heard what I did on this sequence. Let me go back to the Dex site. So what I did was the first track, TikTok, had a nice long intro, but then they had that break coming in. So what I did was I went and started my transition on the first break, and since that break was long, I was you was able to hear the second track stronger play as I bring that second track in. And of course, I did my usual low, mid, and high manipulation to make sure that the second track get its shine while I slowly phase out the first track. So when you mixing in these tracks, and especially when you're doing funky disco and new disco, you got to be very, very mindful of the way the producers have produced these certain tracks, because not like I always said, not all tracks are the same. So you have to make certain that you are ready to bring in your second track at a timely manner, because if you don't, then it will be off and you will hear the off key, and it's not a good look. So I hope that was able to explain that to you. So one of the things that I love about playing new disco and funky house is because it takes me back, because I'm of age where I listen to different song, different listen to different disco tracks, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the entire era. I mean, I always said to myself, if I wish I was old enough to be able to go to clubs like Studio 54 back in those days, because that was the era where it was just a fun time to be an adult, and it was a fun time for music as well. I mean, you still have legends like, you still have tracks today, songs today that's being remade, reworked, mashed, what have you, and also you have producers are taking other songs from that era and, like I always like to say, housing them up. And one of the groups that comes to mind is Block and Crown. Block and Crown, when it comes to me, when it comes to funky house and disco house and new disco, to me they're the kings. They are it. Now, of course, there are other DJs that plays that genre too. Like like yeah, there's other DJs that plays that genre as well. But for as far as production and the tracks that I enjoy playing, anything that Block and Crown comes out with, it's never miss. I promise you that. If you never heard of them or you never heard their production, I advise you to go to Beatport or go to Track Source and look them up, because their library is so super sick. So, what we're gonna play next, we're gonna play a track called Disco by Jacker's Revenge, and then we're going to. Oh, speaking of Block and Crown, the second track we're going to transition to is called Understand the Loops 2 by Block and Crown. Now, we're going to see how this is going to work. So, let me lower my volume again and let's get it going. Now, plus you got that part. What I did was, now the difference with the disco, the DISCO, that's how they spelling the name of this track. I was trying to bring in the second track on the first break, but for some reason I wasn't able to get uh, the BPM correctly because I kind of messed up. So what I did was I waited for the second break while I adjust the BPM on this on deck two, and then I was able to bring that in. And as you can hear, you know that understanding the group loops is a mashup to another famous track that's out. I think it's "Ooh Baby, dun dun dun, I feel like music sound better to you." That track. So it was perfect to bring in that disco track with that because it was already a known track that everybody knows about. And that's one thing about Block and Crown's genius. They will bring they will create tracks from back yesteryear where people can say, "Oh my God, I remember I heard this track back in." That's the wonder of this particular of these this great producing team. So I hope everybody's got that. I'm gonna do one more funky house, and then after that we're gonna move over to new disco, and then you will definitely hear I'll say similarities, but also there's some differences to it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do my adjustments here, you know. So while I'm working on that, while I'm working on this, if you guys new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, so we can share this knowledge to everybody, especially all our new and upcoming DJs, so we can get this channel growing and I can bring more of this great content to you. Just know that my transition series is every third Saturday at noon, and it's always live. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that particular aspect of it. So here we go. Now, so we're gonna like I said, we're gonna do one more funky house transition. So the first track is called "Coming Out" by Jacker's Revenge, and then the second track is called "Mega Tribe 2K24" by Ivan K. Now I never heard this track before. I never even heard this particular producer before. So we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. So let me get ready to lower the volume and let's do it. I apologize. It was a little on the snafu side because after I brought in the second track, I was trying to I I killed everything, but I thought I put everything back to where it's placed, and I didn't. And you heard a little bit on the first track, but it wasn't too bad because you didn't hear no train wrecks or like that. Everything is time and beat, and that's why you know when you have done a perfect, a great, a good transition. When even if something like what happened occurred and it doesn't mess up the flow of your transition, then you know you did a good job. Now, now we're gonna go to new disco. So, so what we're gonna do is we're going to do like we did with the funky okay with funky house. We're gonna select. We're gonna do like three transitions, and then after that, then we're gonna get ready and start the mini mix. I want to make sure we have time. Now, if it goes, I always try to make sure I do these live shows an hour. If it goes a little over, I apologize. But usually when it's two genres, I try to make sure I do them separately so my young upcoming DJs can tell the difference between how to do a transition with funky house and how to do a transition with new disco. So, just want to make sure that I let that be known. So, here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to do like we did last time. We're going to select some new tracks here. I know there's some. I saw some. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now, we're still going to keep it at 124. So we're not going to change that. We're going to keep it at the 124 BPM. And we're going to do that, throughout. New disco, you can play to 123. I know some DJs have done that. I prefer 124 because it's my preference. Okay, so the first track is called "Cry for You" by this soulful, and the second track is called "Baby Cheyenne" by HP Vince. So let me get ready to throw my volume down, and here we go. this one is I noticed that it was vocals on both tracks. So I made sure that even though the vocals on the first track, I made sure I lowered the mid. First of all, I when I was doing my transition, I made sure that my low was at 9 o'clock. Then I work on my transition for the second track, and then as I working on the highs and lows, at a certain time I went and killed. I'm sorry, the highs and mids. Pardon me. At a certain time, I decided to kill the low, and then as I still was bringing up the second track, I still noticed there was vocals on both tracks. So what I did was, as I was bringing in the second track, I made sure I lowered both the high and mid so you can hear the first track on the background, and then you can hear, and then what you'll be listening to is the second track as I keep bringing that on, and then there you go. So that's how you do funk. That's how you do uh, new disco. Also, when it comes to new disco, things can get a little sticky and tricky with this particular genre. And the reason why I say this is because, when it comes to their intros and outros and their breaks, they're placed in different areas. Some has longer intros, and then once you get to the melody, it's long, and then some have short intros, so you get to the melody, and then it has breaks, in between. So you have to know where to position your second track as you drop on the one and start making your transitions. Now, I'm going to wait a minute. I thought I had a lot more. Here we go. I thought I did. Okay, so we're gonna moving right along. The first track we're gonna do now is called Honey Boy featuring Niles Rodgers. Now, who doesn't know who Niles Rodgers is, you've been living under a rock. He's like the man who created the group Chic when you had tracks like Freak Out, let me see, I Want Your Love, Greatest Dancer. The list goes on and on. He has done a lot of production from other artists, and if I'm not mistaken, he also did production for both Madonna and the late great Michael Jackson. So this man has been in the music scene for decades. So that's going to be the first track. The second one is called White Treble Black Bass by Sergeant Slick. That's an interesting name for a producer, but hey, that's what they want to go. That's what they want to do. So we're gonna go with it as well. So I'm gonna lower the volume and let's get to it. Now you can hear that Niles Rodgers guitar melody. You know that's his signature. I forgot to mention about this track. Not only Niles Rodgers did the production, he also was collaborating with Purple Disco Machine, and everybody knows who they are.
Black people, turn to bass. White people, turn up the treble. Black people, turn to bass. White people, turn up the treble.
Now, the way I did this one, I did this transition kind of different. I went off the cuff with this one because I noticed that Honey Boy had a long intro. So I waited for the first melody to hit. Then I brought in this, then I dropped on the one on the second track. And since I know, and then I waited for the break on the second track, and then I noticed they both harmonized together. So I decided, let me just let those babies blend. Let them cohese and be as one. So when you heard, it's a blending version of both tracks. So as I kept pushing it on, I just let these tracks do its thing, and then before I knew the first break of the second track was coming, I made sure I killed the low and made sure I end the first track and allowed the second track to play. And then of course I went and let that break play on until I went and just stopped everything. So that's one of the things about doing these transitions. You're never gonna do the same transition twice, no matter what genre of music you're playing. I mean, you can be. I mean, it's been times where I have practiced on a transition, trying to figure out how my set's gonna flow, and I usually do that by playing two tracks and transition them together, and then I do that transition according to what I was listening to, and then next thing you know, when I'm about to get ready to play, I decide to wait until another break or to another, outro to bring in the second track. And most times it works well. Oftentimes it works well as long as you know exactly how to bring it in and bring it in correctly. So we're gonna do one more new disco. And then after that, we're gonna get ready to go ahead and I'm gonna do my mini mix. Now, for my mini mix, I'm gonna use the tracks that I have. I'm not gonna use beat ports because there's some favorite funky house and new disco tracks that I enjoy playing anyway, and I want you guys to enjoy it as well. But it's always good to, introduce new music with what I'm doing right now. So for the last segment, the first track it's called Make Nada. Of course, it's Spanish or Portuguese or whatever. And it's by Jan Miller and Del Soulful. Del Soulful, we played some with them earlier. And then the second track is called The Seuss Music by Cameron. So I'm going to kill my volume and let's get to it. Now, since this has a long intro, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the melody when I start. Okay? Cool. Just check it out. Now, this one was almost tricked me up is because the way both of these tracks was working, it looks like it wasn't harmonizing, and sometimes that's why it is important to know your music and know where the beats are and the bars are and the phrases are, so you can make sure you keep that cohesiveness. Now, the first track had a long intro, and I noticed that. So what I did was I let that intro go ahead and play, and then when that first melody is about to hit, that's why I hit the second track. Now I noticed that on the second track, it also had a long intro, so I had to go ahead and let the first track play while I'm blending in the second track, and then once I was you know, sure to kill the low on on the first track. I killed the low, and then I did my little thing. And what I did was I made sure that I went and fully brought in the second track, and then kill, and then exit out the first track, and then I let that break play because it has some good melodies and some music to it. And once that particular ends and get ready for the minute, that's when I stop it. Now, this is like I said, I was waiting to do new disco and a funky house, so I hope you guys was able to get the gist of it and understand what I was trying, how I'm trying to convey when it comes to these two genres. Trust me, when you first start playing them, it, like I said, it can be a little intimidating of sorts, but once you get the gist of it, oh, you're golden. You're golden. You're home free. You can do your thing and enjoy it. So that's how it's gonna be. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to do my I'm sorry, my mini mix. Now, like I said, usually I do a 4-track mini mix, but since we're dealing with two genres and I want both of those genres to shine through, I'm gonna go ahead and do a 6-track mini mix. So 3 is gonna be new disco, and the other 3 is gonna be funky house. So I'm just going I'm just gonna go by my my disco house listings and see, and I'll probably play some Block and Crown. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna go by it. So we're gonna start out with Crush by the Love Doves, and then that's the first track, and then the second track is called Can You Feel It Club Mix by Risk Assessment. So if you ready for the mini mix, I'm ready for the mini mix. Let's get to it. Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed that mini mix. Like I said, what I did was I played three funky house, and then I followed by no three new disco. Then I followed by three funky house. All six of the tracks I played are my favorite tracks, and I play these tracks more than like frequently when I'm playing either a new disco set or a funky house set, or when I combine the two. It doesn't matter. But I hope everyone got everything out of this great segment. I appreciate those who chimed in, viewed in, listen in your car or wherever you are. Um, Please, like I said, keep coming to this channel because this is for new and upcoming DJs. And if you are a seasoned DJ, I'm sure you can probably get some new some new things out of it as well. I'm just here to make sure able to help our fellow DJs on our journey to on their journey wherever their journey takes them. So like I said, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can know where I will be, coming up with new mixes and or coming up with these good things. Now, Monday will be my Monday night rant. So I hope you guys will check that out. As a matter of fact, let me show you the flyer. This is my Monday night rant that I do every other Monday here on YouTube. That starts at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So just won't you come over and check out my latest topics, what I what I rant about per se, but I also make it a teachable moment. Shout out to Danica Marie. That's where I got teachable moment from. I got that from her. So so I hope everybody is getting ready for their weekend. And if you want some gear, you can check out my website, which is House That Speaks Designs. I design everything that you see here. So all you can go to my website at housethatspeaksdesigns.com, or if you're ready to purchase, just go to my my T Public storefront. That you can just go to tpublic.com/House That Speaks Designs, and you can just choose your gear, and everything will be coming out for you as far as shipments is concerned. I had something else I was going. Oh, here we go. One more thing, just letting everybody know if you're in Chicago, House That Speaks will be playing live at West 55th Bar, and that's on the South Side of Chicago. The address is 4201 West 55th Street. It's right on the corner. You can't miss it. I'll be playing with all these great DJs that's going to be there. Some of them are from the Twitch world. Others are local DJs that play here in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, make sure you check us out. Start time is at 3 p.m. And that's Saturday, May 25th. So that's next Saturday. So please make sure you check us out. So I hope, like I said, let me get ready to close this out. Thank you all for being part of this. Peace and love to all. Enjoy your weekend. And if your weather is great, just like Chicago, we're experiencing some good weather. It's 80 degrees out. I'm probably gonna go for a walk or after I have my lunch. But just make sure that you get out there and just enjoy the great weather that you're having wherever you are. Like I said, this is House That Speaks. Signing off. Peace and love.